The rain hammers the cobblestone streets, a relentless drumbeat that drowns out the murmur of the late-night crowd spilling from the tavern. You're standing under a flickering street lamp, its weak glow casting jagged shadows across your face. Your breath catches in the cold air, forming faint clouds that dissolve into the night. Across the street, she's there, her silhouette framed in the warm light of a cafe window. She's laughing, her head tilted back, her eyes catching the light just so. You've seen her before countless times in moments like this, but tonight her gaze slides past you, as if you're nothing more than a ghost in the rain. Your chest tightens, a familiar ache, not of rejection, but of something deeper, something primal. Why does her indifference cut so sharply? Why does it feel like a game you're losing before you've even begun to play? The answer lies not in her, but in you. And to understand it, we must turn to a man who saw the world not as it is, but as it could be manipulated. A man named Niccolo Machiavelli. The scene shifts. You're no longer in the rain, but in a dimly lit study, the kind where secrets are whispered and power is plotted. The air smells of old leather and ink, and the walls are lined with books that seem to pulse with forbidden knowledge. Machiavelli sits at a desk, his quill scratching across parchment, his eyes sharp and unyielding. He's not writing about love or longing, he's writing about power, raw, unapologetic power. And in his world, a woman's indifference is not a defeat. It's an opportunity, a challenge, a battlefield where the cunning thrive and the naive falter. What would Machiavelli, the master of strategy, tell you to do when a woman ignores you? Not to chase, not to plead, but to transform yourself into something undeniable. Let's unravel his wisdom, step by step, and discover how to turn her indifference into your advantage. The first truth Machiavelli would impart is this: power is not given, it is taken. When a woman ignores you, it's not a judgment of your worth, it's a test of your resolve. Picture a crowded marketplace in Renaissance Florence, merchants shouting, colors clashing, the air thick with the scent of spices and sweat. A man doesn't win attention by shouting louder, he does so by standing apart, by commanding the space around him without uttering a word. So too must you. Her indifference is a signal that you've blended into the crowd, become part of the noise. To break free, you must become a presence she cannot ignore, not through desperation, but through deliberate, calculated action. Consider the psychology at play. A woman's attention is not a prize to be begged for. It's a currency she spends selectively. Machiavelli understood human nature's darker corners. People are drawn to what is scarce, what is elusive. When you chase her, you make yourself common, abundant, and therefore worthless. Instead, you must become rare. Step back, disappear from her periphery. Not out of weakness, but as a deliberate choice. This is not about playing games, it's about reshaping the battlefield. When you withdraw, you create a void, a space where her curiosity begins to stir. She'll wonder why you've stopped seeking her gaze, why you're no longer orbiting her world. That wonder is the first crack in her indifference, but withdrawal alone is not enough. Machiavelli would warn you, absence without purpose is merely cowardice. You must fill that absence with transformation. Picture yourself as a sculptor, chiseling away at the raw stone of your own existence. Every action you take, every choice, must refine you into something sharper, more compelling. Start with your presence. The way you move, the way you carry yourself, must exude quiet confidence. Not arrogance, not bravado, but the kind of self-assuredness that makes others pause. Stand taller, speak less, but with weight. Let your silence carry the gravity of a man who knows his value. This is not about pretending, it's about becoming. Now, let's delve deeper into the psychology of attraction, where Machiavelli's principles align with the unspoken rules of human desire. Women, like all people, are drawn to those who embody strength, not just physical, but emotional and intellectual. Strength is not loud, it's subtle. It's in the way you handle rejection without flinching, the way you pursue your own path without apology. When she ignores you, don't take it personally. Instead, see it as a signal to redirect your energy inward. Build something, your body, your mind, your purpose. A man with a mission is magnetic, not because he seeks approval, but because he doesn't need it. Let's paint a scene. You're at a gathering, music pulsing through the room, glasses clinking, laughter rising like smoke. She's there, across the room, her attention elsewhere. Instead of approaching her, you engage with others, friends, strangers, it doesn't matter. Your laughter is genuine, your conversation sharp. You're not performing for her, but she notices. She can't help it. Humans are wired to notice what stands out, what defies expectation. By focusing on your own world, you've subtly shifted hers. This is Machiavelli's art of indirect influence. Never confront directly when you can maneuver subtly. Now let's talk about domination, not in the crude sense, but in the realm of emotion. Machiavelli knew that true power lies in controlling the narrative. When a woman ignores you, she's controlling the frame. She's dictating the terms of your interaction. To reclaim that power, you must rewrite the story. Stop seeking her validation. Instead, create a life so compelling that she's drawn into it. This could mean pursuing a passion that lights you up, whether it's art, music, or a cause that burns in your chest. When you're consumed by something greater than her, you become the center of gravity. She'll sense it, even if she doesn't admit it. Tactics come next. Machiavelli was a master of timing, and so must you be. If you must interact with her, do so sparingly and always on your terms. A brief, meaningful exchange is worth more than hours of chasing. Imagine a chessboard, every move deliberate, every piece positioned with intent. When you speak to her, let your words carry weight. Avoid small talk. It's the language of the forgettable. Instead, ask questions that provoke thought, that invite her to reveal herself. But don't linger. Leave her wanting more, not less. This is the art of scarcity in action. Give just enough to intrigue, then withdraw. Social dynamics play a crucial role here. Machiavelli understood that humans are social creatures, influenced by the perceptions of others. If you want her to notice you, let others do the work. Surround yourself with people who respect you, who value your presence. Their admiration becomes your currency. When she sees others drawn to you, her indifference begins to crack. It's not about jealousy, it's about social proof. People want what others value. This isn't manipulation, it's human nature laid bare. Let's shift to a darker truth, one Machiavelli would relish. Not all attention is worth having. Some women ignore you not out of strategy, but because they're simply not worth your time. Discernment is your shield. A man who chases every fleeting glance loses his edge. Learn to walk away from what doesn't serve you. This is not defeat, it's discipline. Machiavelli would remind you that a prince doesn't beg for loyalty. He commands it by being indispensable. Become indispensable to yourself first, and others will follow. Now, imagine a different night. The rain has stopped and the city hums with possibility. You're no longer the man under the street lamp, aching for a glance. You're the one in the cafe, your presence filling the room. She's there, and this time her eyes linger. Not because you chased her, but because you didn't. You've become something she can't ignore, not through tricks, but through the quiet, relentless work of building yourself into a force. This is Machiavelli's legacy. Not to conquer others, but to conquer yourself. As we draw to a close, let's reflect. Her indifference was never the problem. It was the spark that forced you to evolve. You've learned to step back, to transform, to command attention not by demanding it, but by deserving it. The ache you felt in the rain is gone, replaced by something stronger. Certainty. You are no longer a ghost in her world. You are the architect of your own. If this journey resonated with you, if it sparked something in your chest, don't let it fade. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Let's keep this conversation alive. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone standing in their own rain waiting for a glance. Together, we'll build something unstoppable,